That's the kind of shit that gets me mad. Can you give me some space, bro? Thank you. That's right. You sit in your corner, I'll sit in my corner. Oh my god. Okay, so before we start this podcast, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Artie's dad, for being such a good father figure for me. What a cool guy. So yeah. My fucking dog. Fuck. Alright, I'm just gonna close it, sorry. Coming on in 2 minutes. Fuck you. Yeah. Wait, what are you looking at?
I was answering this girl. Bro, she's the only person who be posting like real shit, and I'm like,
Here you go, man.
post real shit. Like, you can't tell me like, I respect that. Facts. If you dating a nigga for money,
Oh, hit accept, man. This is where you this is where I told you to put your headphones on now, see?
3 seconds.
Oh shit. Alright, wait, I gotta change the view.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second, man.
That's sick.
Alright, cool. I don't know if you can hear us. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, that's perfect, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. I just recorded my. I'm doing a new I have like 2 new podcasts I'm doing.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm in the zone right now. Podcasting.
Oh man, I didn't know that was playing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right, muted.
What kind of podcast do you have?
So I have one I've been doing for a couple of years now about. It's an interview podcast about high school. So I have people on. I just ask them how they how their time in high school was.
Mm.
And prom, teachers, are they nerds, or are they bullies, or Catholic school and shit. And I've kind of done this before, but I used to do this thing where I would go on, like every week I would record me talking about my week of shows, like from the week before.
Mm.
But I stopped doing it. And I just kind of decided, like today, I was at the gym today. I was like, I should do that again. It's like I'll do 30 minutes a week about like, I just did that gig. This is what happened. Because there's always funny shit that happens at gigs,
Yeah, that's true.
And then shit, just so I'm gonna start doing that. I just recorded one. It's like 40 minutes long about like I did like 3 different cities last week, so I was like just talking about it, and just trying to put out more content. And then my girlfriend and I are doing a podcast together, I think. About it. It's gonna be like a Patreon exclusive thing.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's a lot though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm at yeah. Okay, so this is
It's too much, probably. I'm probably way in over my head.
Yeah, it's a lot to do. Mo was probably gonna do the intro, but just before we get into like deeper. But
yeah, so welcome to QME Podcast, episode 15. We got our host over here, James. How's it going, man?
I'm great, dude. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Here's some fake claps for you, man.
Woo!
If I can... Oh, no. They don't want to come on. All right. I guess you're not getting the fake claps today, man.
it's not working.
I don't think it's... Oh, because I think I changed the soundboard. Wait, give me a second.
We're going to get...
Oh, now that makes a lot more sense. Here you go. Fake claps for you, man.
There we go.
I called them iCarly
sweet.
claps, but
But yeah.
Yeah. I gotta get one of those. That's great. I would just play that all day.
we have to actually add more sounds because I know you could put like 9 on there. So we just gotta like go in the lab and get some.
Yeah, you'll probably have like the more you do this, you'll probably have like drops.
Yeah.
Saying something or a guest saying something or just something in the news. Like I know Jared Freed has a podcast and he has like a Trump sound bite where it's just Trump going like, "Get out of here!" So whenever someone pisses him off, he just hits that thing.
All right. Give me a sec. I gotta hit the intro music for us because like it's like a thing that we do now. So yeah,
like madly.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. All right, I'm just gonna hit the intro music right now.
Back again with James. We didn't say who James was. James is a comedian based out of New York.
Yeah, so I ripped this off his own page. James, how do you say your last name?
Camacho.
Camacho's website. It says that James is a New York City-based comedian via New Jersey. We're from New Jersey too, so that's pretty dope.
Sweet.
James is an only child that grew up with a Chinese mom and a Puerto Rican dad. And he has... Did you write all this? Like, I'm like reading this like off and I'm like, did you write all this? Because it sounds like...
I don't know. I think I wrote some of it, and then some of it was like... There was someone that wrote a really detailed article about my comedy, and I think I just copy and pasted a lot of the shit that she wrote.
Yeah, because they said that you did like an appearance on Kevin Hart's LOL Network, Kevin Can Wait, and then like a whole bunch of stuff with like a Crime to Remember on ID channel and a whole bunch of stuff.
I added that in the credits, but like the detailed stuff about me, I think I just ripped off someone's article. It was so eloquently written, you know.
Yeah. No, it sounded really cool. But I wanted to point out the one tweet that you literally posted at 11:23 about your cat. I was like wondering because you said canned tuna is like acid to my cat. Subway tuna is swag. Can you like explain why that's swag?
Oh, I don't know if you, so Subway. There's like this thing that's come out about Subway that their tuna is not real tuna. So someone like literally bought like 100 pounds, something like that, of Subway sandwiches, tuna sandwiches, and he sent it to the lab, and the result was like it's not real tuna. Like there's no tuna in it. So it's the whole thing on social media. So yeah, I get it. I a lot of times when I tweet, I just go in the what's trending column. Yeah. And I tweet out jokes I see about that. So basically, like, you know, I don't know if you guys have cats or no, but cats are like.
I have a dog.
When cats eat tuna or they smell tuna, it's like an acid trip for them. Like it starts going like, I'll open up a can of tuna here, and my cat will literally be like on one side of the house, and she'll like fly to the fucking kitchen, and, like go face first into the wall, you know. Like they go really crazy. They start screaming and like it's literally like an acid trip. I tweeted out like, you know, real tuna is like an acid trip, but then like tuna from Subway is like swag, which is like shitty weed.
That's pretty cool. I
don't think it did well, but that's kind of the idea there.
So I looked online and it said that you're you graduated from Rutgers. I don't know if you got a degree in journalism or not, but I mean I'm a journalism major too, but you know I'm trying to do social media and stuff, so that's why I'm like asking you.
I actually when I went to college, I was gonna do like economics or whatever. I didn't even know. I didn't give a shit about anything when I was in college. I just wanted to like get drunk and like get laid, but at some point, it's like, you know, everyone around you starts figuring out what they want to do, you know? And your parents are kind of like, I remember I was like in my second year. I had like no major declared. I was just taking whatever core courses and like.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't regret it, but I didn't even know how to college email until like after my first semester. So I remember. I didn't even know I had my own @Rutgers.edu email. And I remember like I found out in like my second semester, I looked on it and there was like all these emails of like course, homework, tests, like announcements from teachers. I'm like, oh, that's why I fucking failed everything. Jesus. So yeah, I just started. What was I trying to? Oh, so I actually journalism for me was kind of like I wanted to definitely do something in arts, so I kind of looked at journalism first as a major.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah, I really wanted to dip my toes into acting and writing, but I thought if I did journalism, that might sound a little more respectable to my parents and other people. And then I tried that for like a semester, and then I was like, fuck it. I just started doing acting classes and shit, and then I just went to theater and English.
So yeah, I would like to say, since you wrote screenplay and stuff, how did that transition to you starting to write comedy? Like, why'd you decide comedy was like a thing for you?
So basically, everything I wrote was comedy. Like every screenplay, like every short story. I mean, I used to draw comic books as a kid. I like literally I would just take all the computer paper from my printer. My parents would be so pissed. I would take the whole cartilage and just fold them and just draw comic books, like staple them to the sides and just make my own shit. When I was in high school, I would just write. I loved like taking like creative writing classes because I would just, we'd always have a journal. I would write stories in it. Everything was comedy. Everything was just dumb, silly, absurd. And eventually, you start writing comedy, like screenplays and short stories. You start, eventually stand up, kind of like, you kind of cross paths.
Yeah.
In that realm. And I was like, I should try that, And then I did it, and it just was like a thing that like, I don't know if there was like a click where I was like, this is it. Oh my God, I found it. It was more like, yeah, like I want this makes sense. Like I just did it, and I did it again, and then it just got to the point where I was like, I'm doing it every night because I'm writing stuff, and then I'm like finding out it's funny like immediately. So I always thought that was like very satisfying because when you write a screenplay, I mean my screenplay is in my shelf, in my desk right there. Like I think 2 people have read it in the last been like 15 years, So it's I like getting my stuff seen. I think that's what it was, and now I'm just like obsessed with it. Now obviously 'cause I do.
Have you written any more screenplays since then, or like have you just been writing jokes this whole time?
Yeah, it's just been jokes, man. I wrote like 4 or 5 screenplays. I think I wrote 4 like full movie ones. Then I was in the middle of the 5th one. I got to like page 90, and I just stopped.
You just said, "Fuck it, I don't want to do this."
I don't know. I guess it wasn't. I don't think I had an ending to the story, so I just wrote to a point, and I didn't have an ending. I think I remember it being like a Dumb and Dumber type of deal. It was like a buddies on a road trip kind of thing. I just didn't have an ending. I don't know where the fuck it is now, but I have when I started doing comedy, it just became jokes, and it's tough for me to write shit. I know I'm supposed to. I've written like some pilots, but it's tough. I just I should do it. I should be more. I should try to submit to festivals and shit too. Like
yeah, that'd be pretty dope if you do.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't have to drive though. Like I definitely. It's weird because I started out like just screenplays and shit. And now I'm definitely more just like, I just want to like perform. Like I want to write my own shit and perform my own shit. I don't want to write anything.
I'm just wondering, what kind of comedy do you do for like the people that don't know? Like, do you do like one-liners, dark humor? Like, do you do like go for like the punchline?
Yeah, it's it's punchy. It's not one-liners, but it's like punchy storytelling in a way where I open up with like, I am Chinese and Puerto Rican, and then there'll be like a bunch of jokes after that, It's like if you meet someone like, hey, my name's James, and then tell me about yourself. I'm this, and then instead of like naming the things, I am like Chinese, Puerto Rican, from New Jersey, I just start going just giant chunks of bits. Like I kind of like start explaining what I am, and then I have a couple like my whole act is basically I'm this, and then talking about getting laid, for then like that other half.
Yeah, that part always cut. You gotta have some of that in there.
I might honestly.
Everyone's trying to get laid, so it's relatable.
I might show some clips about you like talking about getting laid, like on the podcast somewhere somehow.
Yeah, please, yeah. I got a girlfriend now, but she'll love to hear that.
Dating? Nice. How long has this been going on?
3 months, going on 3 months.
What dating app?
We met each other on the game.
What?
Yeah.
On PlayStation? You gotta be shitting me. How? How?
Met each other on Fortnite.
On Fortnite?
Fortnite.
How old are you two? You're 18? Is this how people are meeting now? On fucking Fortnite? That's why these kids want fucking Xboxes so bad. They want to get laid. Holy shit.
Good
So-
for you, man.
So yeah, I know you've been writing. You do comedy. Have you ever tried to act or you know tried to get into that space?
Probably, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I do I've taken a bunch of acting classes. I used to audition a lot. I don't know if it's times we're living in or I'm just not getting anything now, but I used to audition like 2-3 times a week for shit like anywhere from commercials to like Blue Bloods, Blacklist. There's some Netflix show. I forget what the fucking name is. But I
Oh,
auditioned for, like,
you would go for everything.
But yeah,
yeah, like Showtime, like just pretty big. Like I've auditioned for pretty big things, but I'm not a great actor. I've taken a lot of acting classes. Acting's really it's tough for me because I'm very like I'm not an emotionally like open guy. Like I'm definitely like jokey and like I deflect a lot. And acting's about really letting things in, you know.
yeah,
And I have like I can be funny. I can be like I can play like kind of characters, but when it turns to being like serious or like the hardest thing is acting is basically being yourself, but then saying the lines
Yeah.
and memorizing the lines and then being yourself is like the hardest thing because I'm memorizing, so I'm just trying to get the lines right, but then I have to like be myself. You have to basically pretend like you're just saying the words out of nowhere, which is so hard. So and it's a whole skill, it's a whole mind fuck thing. There's these techniques like Meisner and Stanislavski that are just like I used to take acting classes and I would get like headaches after, you know,
yeah.
because it's really it's a lot of emotional and mental strain, you know, and I had a really I didn't have like a emotional childhood. I was very like everything was contained a lot.
Yeah.
In my family.
A lot more
like-
foreign ones kind of are like that. They have like kind of like you're not supposed to be too emotional about things. You're not supposed to go to your
Yeah.
parents with every single issue. So I know a lot of that
Dude,
is.
and it's kind of sad because like I started going to therapy and like we live in this generation now where you talk about your feelings. And you're
Yeah.
open and people like
Talk about your emotions, Tian.
No.
I do.
I know, David.
I'm sad.
I know, David.
like good for you. Woo. And the whole generation before us is like shut up. Like oh God, just who gives a fuck about your sorrows, you know? Anxiety. Like
Yeah.
I fucking work with my hands, you know? So my parents like my mom will ask me sometimes how I'm doing, and if I'm not doing well, I'll like test her. I'll be like, I don't feel great. And she goes, cool. You know, like and there's no like what's going
Yeah,
on.
there's
you know?
there's nothing after that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I might as well have said like I hate like I want to kill myself. She's like, that's nice. Like all right, like and it's not like she's not a bitch or anything. It's just like they don't have that. Like
Yeah.
that, Asian first generation. They just my dad too. They just don't have that thing where they're like, oh, sit down and tell me. Oh wow.
Yeah. What's the word I'm trying to look for? But yeah, they can't just be in the perspective of someone. They're not empathetic. You know what I mean? So.
Right. They just didn't grow up like that. Like,
Yeah.
like, we all are now. Now, like I mean, the thing I say to my girlfriend all the time is like, I know where you're coming from. You know, I've seen, like, see it from my perspective. Like you just hear that shit all the time. Now.
I'm here for you. I'll always be there for you. It's okay.
Right.
Relax.
And it's funny because I feel like this is a very New York, growing up kind of like now thing. And then sometimes you go to like I go on the road all the time and like I interact with people that are they're still not like that, you know, and they think we're fucking fruit cups. We're talking about our feelings and like, yeah, it's like, yeah.
So, I'm just gonna dive into this.
Yeah.
Have you always thought you've been funny, or like ever since like high school, like back in the day, like you thought you were like a funny guy and just decided comedy was like, or like writing jokes is gonna be a thing for you like in the future?
I don't know if I was funny. I definitely think I always felt like I had something to tell, like a story to tell, and to share with people. I don't know if it was funny, but I just felt like maybe because in my life at home, I didn't feel like I was being, I don't want to say heard, but like understood.
Yeah.
You know, I've always felt like I gotta get my thoughts and my feelings out to people. But if they're not your family or your friends, how could they possibly give a fuck, you know?
Yeah.
So that was kind of my, I think that's where, I don't know if it was funny, but I think it was kind of wanting to be heard and understood, you know?
Yeah.
Like I told my parents, Mom, I don't feel good. All right, you want dinner now? It's like, so there's no like expression of how I, you know, how I feel. So I think that's where it is. And like, you know, the easiest way to get people to listen to you is to joke about yourself, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So in terms of when you started doing comedy, what was like the first like show or experience that made you be like, I think I'm like pretty good at this, or like it was something you should really like pursue now?
Yeah, I was about to ask that, but he beat me to it.
Like professionally, not like
Yeah,
let me do
like
this again.
professionally or like really consistently.
Oh wait, you're considered like a professional comedian now compared to like how do you differentiate that between like an average comedian? Just answer that first, and then you just like cut to him. Yeah.
To me, it's like you're a professional comic if like it's your source of income. Like if you have a day job, I mean, if you have a day job and you're making money doing comedy, because there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
I can say you're a professional comic, but it doesn't sound right, you know? Like,
Yeah.
there are people at my level that are like, they still have their day job, you know, or their moving company, which is fine, but then they are working comics per se, but I think you're like a professional comic when it's just like, it's like, I am a comic. Like I there's nothing else like I do.
Yeah.
Literally. Like I don't do anything else for money, which is, it sounds like it's cool, but it's actually really stupid.
That sounds like a painstaking thing. It's like if you don't get the money, then that's it. You're fucked.
Absolutely, yeah. Like it's horrific. It's terrifying. Like I had a really fun month. This month I had a lot of gigs, and I like if I was making the money weekly I was making this month, the whole year and for the rest of my life, I would be fine. I'd be good, you know. But then I look at next month, I'm like, all right, well, it's not as busy, you know. And you look at August, and you're like, oh, that's not busy either. So it's very stressful. But you know, if you have like a regular job or anything, like you don't have to worry. I'm just trying to get to a point where I don't have to worry about, like, I just want to do the gigs for money, but also for fun. That's why, like, yeah, I'm trying to like start to dip into like Patreon to see if I can make money from that. Also, like little things like.
Do you have like a
TikTok
YouTube?
videos. Yeah, well, I don't do you. I should get into that. I hear you can make some good money on YouTube, but TikTok I make some money off of. I have some like voiceover things I do. I did a commercial like before the pandemic that's still paying me. I guess they're still airing it, but like that can end any time, you know. So it's a lot of like income from like weird places. Like sometimes I sell sneakers on the back, but that's also not consistent either. It's a hustle. It's really a hustle. Like I am a hustler. I'm
a hustler, baby. I just want you to know.
Yeah. Like I'm not doing anything on the books or anything. It's just kind of like trying to get money in crazy ways, you know.
Of course, man.
Yeah, but I think to answer your question, when did I feel professionally? It's like, like I don't think I ever had like a this is the moment.
Yeah.
I think it was just like I kept doing it and doing it. Then it got to the point where it's like, all right, like, you know, I'm doing open mics, but I want to do real shows. How do I get in the real shows? Did that. I'm doing real shows, but I'm doing only 5-7 minutes. How can I get more time? Oh, host, and that started to pay. And then I think there was just it was just a natural transition from like, all right, I need to get paid all the time. Like, is it worth it for me? Kind of like my worth of like, okay, going doing this open mic and spending $5. Am I gonna get anything out of that? You know? No, like that's kind of, I have enough book paid stuff instead of like me paying for shit. And I guess it just comes from there, and then it becomes like, you know, Okay, here I got it. Sorry, this is all over the place, but
Okay.
the
No
moment
worries,
where I
man.
really, the moment had nothing to do with comedy or a show. It's when I moved to the city.
Okay.
So I left my parents' house at like 24, 20, maybe 25. I don't really remember, 20, something like that. And I just got a really shitty place in the city. I was making some money doing comedy, like emceeing, featuring here and there, just low money. I got a really shitty place in the city. Didn't have my own bathroom. And my goal was to like make this amount of money a month. I'm telling you, a very small, shitty amount of money. It's nothing. I just wanted to leave my parents' house and just do comedy. So that was kind of when like, this is my profession. This is how I eat and stay in this place. Just making this exact amount of money from comedy, which I was able to do. And then, you know, things just get more after that. You know, like you know, I got a nice another place. Then I lived with my girlfriend, and having a fucking girlfriend is expensive. You know, talking to her like she's a
Yeah, we understand that.
But it is, yeah, it's a lot. You have to do a lot of expenses you didn't think you would have to, you know.
Go out drinking. You know, anytime you're out and she just doesn't feel like reaching into her wallet, you just gotta pay. You know, going out to fancy dinners. You know, taking her out on vacation and shit. You know.
You're just expressively saying stuff. She's not in the room, right?
She's what?
I said she's not in the room, right? Because like you're just talking so freely. You're like,
No, she's not here. She's
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a relief right there.
She's pretty cool. I think she would find it. She'd find it funny. If I said
No,
that.
I'm playing, man. No, I understand. Girls, they're a handful to juggle.
Yeah, the thing about my girlfriend that I like about her, she's not too girly. She's I don't say she's a tomboy, but like she's got a sense of humor, and she's like the one thing I hear from a lot of comedians that complain about their girlfriends, like they get mad that they're not around all the time, or they got to cancel something last minute because a gig came up.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's like, you cancel whatever. You know, your career comes first. Like I totally understand. You're gone all the time. Because she's a PhD student, so she's got her own like dream.
Yeah, so she's busy too. So it's not like, you know, she's just like doing
Yeah, it's not like she's like sitting on the side doing nothing, like you said.
Exactly. Yeah. She's not like, I'm not like just the most. I mean, maybe I am the most important thing, but like also her career is like very important to her too. You know, that's a big deal. I hear a lot of comics. She got so mad at me because I'm not home on some Saturday. It's just like going through that. Thank God I'm not going through that. You know.
I'm just wondering, have you ever been booed off stage at all?
No, not like classically, like boo, like the whole crowd is, and then throwing tomatoes at me. Not like that. Yeah, nothing like that. There was one time I was at this like cafe, and I tried. I was just, a joke that never worked, but about something about blind people or something. Joke about blind people. And some fucking Jersey like roided out Guido was like, my friend's blind. That's not fucking funny. And I was just like, dude, it's a fucking joke, man. Like, what the fuck are you getting mad about? And then he started like booing, but just by himself, you know. And then like, yeah, it was awkward. But no, I never been like booed, like Apollo booed. I never been Apollo booed.
So when you were, what did you do to start getting better with hecklers and handling that? What was like the things you did in the beginning and where you are now dealing with them?
Yeah, so now it's like, it's all about, I'll say the number one thing about comedy, the way you can prevent yourself from bombing is just appearing comfortable and confident on stage.
Yeah.
As long as you're cool up there, you're a joke to be eating shit, you know? But if you're confident up there, you don't give a, and it looks like you don't give a fuck if people are laughing, you're gonna be fine. It's when you start getting uncomfortable and sweaty and looking down that people start looking down and getting sweaty and uncomfortable. It's a nervous energy, and then they go, "Oh my god, this person's like freaking out."
Yeah,
we're freaking out for them, you know. They're basically seeing you die up there. It's hard to look at, you know.
Yeah.
And if people pity you, they're not gonna laugh. They just won't, you know. So with hecklers and shit
in Jersey, the car thing is true. People think we smell like shit, right from the turnpike.
People always say we are terrible drivers, which I hear that all the time when people are being dragged on. What? We're horrible drivers? Yeah, like I said, we gotta get home to watch our show, you know? It's very important. Your life does not matter. I need to watch South Park really bad, okay? You're a bad I hear that all the time when I'm fucking dragging people underneath my car. They won't shut the fuck up. I got it, dude.
It's kind of like, my whole approach was like, you kind of just let them talk, like, and listen. Like, a lot of things I would do was, like, if they yelled something at me, I would repeat what they said, so other people could hear it. And if you just buy enough time, they say something really dumb, you know, shit up. But you just have to be a little in the moment. Like, you have to, like, when someone interrupts the show, you have to, like, kind of, like, it's almost like you gotta, like, you're driving and you got, like, a check engine light or whatever, or wiper fluid or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, you have to stop and see what's going on. You know, you're basically being caused by something, and you have to see what's going on here. You open the trunk or the roof of the car, you see what's going on, and you take care of it, and then you go. But I think a lot of people, they kind of get this, and they kind of, like, ignore it, or they try to say something, and then, like, they just don't know how to, like, take care of it. If you get heckled, you got to take care of it before you can kind of
before you move on.
Ignoring it is they're either gonna continue to do that or it's, like, gonna be weird. So
right. That's and it gets weird, and then it's like if people are yelling at you, it's gonna bother you, and once you get bothered by it, also it's weird because, like, when you get heckled, people expect you to handle it. Like, no one's gonna feel sorry for you. Of course you'll get people like shh, shh, but they only start shushing people when you start taking care of it. Then they start getting on your side, you know? So I would just say, like, listen. You have to listen when people heckle you, because if you just listen, there's something funny you'll be able to say, or they'll kind of dig themselves a hole, and you can just shit on them for it. And also, it just comes with experience. The more you deal with hecklers, the more you just kind of, like, learn the successful ways in dealing with them. You can't, for me, I never try to get mad or go right to, like, get the fuck out. I try to, like, play along until it gets to the point where they have to leave.
Yeah, like, you shouldn't get mad at a heckler, man. They're just there to have fun, and you can just use their stupidity against them and then just make a joke out of it.
Yeah, and those actually those are what, like, I mean, if you watch any stand-up clip online now, just heckler videos, people dealing with hecklers, you know? So it's actually a gift, you know? You're like, someone heckles you, you can be like, all right, here's a new viral video you're giving me, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I just, you know, listen and experience.
You've been doing comedy for a lot now. I know you travel sometimes, you go different areas. I know, you know, different crowds in different areas are different. Do you have, like, a favorite area that you've done comedy in, or a favorite gig so far?
I guess, like, I really like, I guess a favorite crowd would be, like, a really younger but open crowd, like, not PC. Kind of more open to comedy. Like, there's a lot of younger crowds that are, like, really uptight, you know? But if you can get a younger crowd, like, from the city that's, like, into comedy and, like, gets it and is, like, willing to, like, hear you out, that could be the most fun, because I'm younger too, so I connect with them on shit.
Yeah.
And they're also just cool. It's like they can take a joke. Other fun crowds are, like, I just, you know, I guess, like, middle America type of crowds, like, because they just love, like, you know, you can get filthy, and they're a little dumber, so you can kind of just get away with, like, not as clever material, but it's just fun. Like, you can be up there and really rocking, you know, and not have to worry about having anything too brilliant. Sometimes in the city, especially when you run into, like, aristocratic type of folk, you're like, you do have to be like, very aggressive with them, but you also have to come with, like, really smart shit, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like every joke has its like own audience because like you can't just have like dumb jokes for like kind of like a smarter crowd compared to like you said, like a dumber crowd with like smart jokes, because then people won't understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, there are some jokes I do where like they do so well on the road and they get nothing in the city. And not nothing, they just don't get as much in the city. And there's some jokes that get a lot in the city that don't do as well on the road, you know? And my feeling is like, I wouldn't like, it's not about taking it personal. You got to remember, it's like you're just doing a different area with different people. So you got to anticipate a different reaction. If you're still getting a laugh, that's great. If it's not as big, it doesn't mean like you're bombing, you know? That's something I guess I have to tell myself, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I'm working on my anxiety chunk in fucking the middle of Pennsylvania and it's getting chuckles, I'm like, yeah, this is good because this is not that type of crowd. None of these people have been in therapy, you know? They think I'm probably crazy for talking about it. As opposed to New York, everyone's been in therapy. Everyone has anxiety, you know? Everyone blames their parents for how fucked up they are. So they just get it more, you know?
That's true.
So I'm just wondering, do you have any hidden talents or specialties that the people should know about?
Nah, dude, I got no talent whatsoever.
No, it's in like maybe,
I really don't.
yeah, if maybe you have like other hobbies that you do like that they wouldn't expect, maybe.
I like to work out. That's not really a hobby, but I like to like stay in shape. I'm very like conscious about
I lift things up and put them down.
Excuse me?
I lift things up and put them down.
how my body. I think I'm looking around to see anything. I like baseball. I like sports.
Yeah.
I'm a big sports guy. How about that?
Okay.
I'm a big sports guy. I love baseball. I go to like a bunch of baseball games a year. I love football. Yeah, I listen to a lot of like sport podcasts. I'm into sneakers. I had a little during the quarantine. I was selling sneakers, and you know, I occasionally like if I like something, I'll go buy. I'll go to like a boutique shop and see what they have. But I'm trying to cut that.
Yeah.
Put my money
It's
elsewhere.
a lot of
It
money
is
on shoes,
expensive
bro,
for a
yeah.
lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's none of these are talents. Now that I think about it, I was not very athletic. I tried to play sports as a kid. I wasn't athletic. I should pick up something. You know, you guys are making me insecure now. Pick up
But yeah, you
Yeah.
do other things because, yeah, I mean, you do write screenplays and do different things. So it's you already have things, you know, part of your. They're all connected to comedy for you. The other things you do.
But it's weird because like people talk about like their hobbies, like oh I play the piano, and then you hear them play, it's like gorgeous. It's like if I go, my hobby is writing screenplays, and they read my screenplay, it's not like the same thing. You know?
Yeah, I see what you mean. If you don't feel like if they
Yeah.
like it or don't like it, then it's different.
Yeah, like I don't play any instruments. Like I don't play like I work out, like I said, but I don't really like play any sports. I mean, I would love to play like recreational, like a league, like a softball league, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a football thing, but it's tough, man. Like I devote so much time to my career. You know, it's like I go out at night, do shows, and during the day, I'm like content, you know, or booking and. I guess my hobby is going out and getting fucked up sometimes.
Wouldn't your podcast be a hobby too? Because like, I mean, it's like our hobby that we're like making a podcast like on the side just to.
It's so annoying because I would tell people stuff like that, like oh, like acting is my, and they go no, it can't be related to stand, blah 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 blah, and you're like, who the fuck are you to tell me like what my hobby is? If I do it on the side, like if I do it, it's a hobby. Like people always do. Oh, if you're making money off it, that's not a hobby. I'm like,
it is.
Like,
It is a hobby, man.
Yeah, who makes the rules on that? Hobby thing you do for fun. Like
I guess hobby enthusiasts like corner that market. They're like, yeah, that's not a hobby. Like they have it like documented. It's like, oh, if you're making X amount of money, no, it's not a hobby anymore.
Yeah, I think if you're just doing something. Like when you want to be like I don't feel like working right now, I want to get my mind off things. Whatever that thing is you do, that could be your hobby.
Drugs?
Yeah. Even if you
Drugs, yeah, booze, like whatever, dude. Fucking strippers, whatever you got.
Cocaine.
Cocaine's good, yeah.
But yeah, to me too, I always just thought, you know, your hobby's just whatever your main thing isn't could be a hobby. Like just because you make money from it doesn't mean it's not a hobby. It just means it's not your main thing. So
it's just not your main thing. It's not your main hustle. It's not. If you're making money off your hobbies, that's fucking that's great. Imagine someone just like, I love to sign this deal for $1 million, but then it won't be my hobby anymore.
I like watching TV, but someone wants to pay me for it, so I can't.
Yeah, I thought about that. Because I was so into sports, like I guess I have like a mediocre knowledge in baseball that I could maybe like write or do something for it. But if I would make money, that doesn't mean it's not a hobby.
Yeah, of course on that.
I'm getting to the point now where it's like I don't make a lot of money doing stand-up, so like my other times of my life need to be devoted to making the money.
Exactly. So in terms of the Kevin Hart, when you were on LOL Network, can you talk about that opportunity you got and the experience?
Did you meet the man himself?
Yeah, for sure, dude. I didn't meet him. No. So, no, I didn't meet him. I think what happened was, they had this idea, they did it, they just shot it in New Jersey, and I think he just got in the studio in LA or whatever, and they just told him to read these lines, and they just cut it together, I would assume that's how it's done.
That's Hollywood right there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but the Late Show with Colbert, you don't even get to see him anymore. They film a showcase, and then they film him later, bringing up the comics. But there's no actual. They just film it separately, like him bringing the people up and the people performing. They film separately, so you don't get to meet him. Which, I mean, I didn't really care that much. It would have been nice to meet him, obviously, but I didn't care that much. But no, it was fun. It was definitely cool, and I definitely think I got like oh shit. Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's all good, man.
Yeah, all fine.
Girl called me. Did I leave there, or did I just look confused?
No, you're still in here.
Oh, let me just.
Yeah, take it down.
Podcast. All right, bye. You sound like you heard a ghost. It was so funny.
It's like, honey, get off the phone. I'm doing a podcast, and you just like yeet your phone out.
She always does. If I don't pick up the first time, she calls again. It's just like.
Yeah, that means someone's usually
Yo, that means you're sus, man.
Yeah, someone hits the fuck you button. It means they're busy. But what was I saying about Kevin Hart? Oh, it was fun. It was an experience. I got to drive an Escalade, which I'll probably never be able to do again. And I think I got here's what I'll say. It was fun, everything. But I feel like I got a good deal out of it, which doesn't happen a lot when you film shit.
Yeah.
Usually, most times I do commercials or movies, or you film it, especially for me, because I'm like doing like one line or like
Yeah.
like you only see my fucking ear. I'll be on the screen for like 1 second, and like I'm coughing, or I get kicked in the nuts. Like, it's nothing that impressive. You're like, oh, I was on this show. Oh, cool. Well, we see you, and it's like half a second,
Exactly.
This one came out. I'm super in it. I have my own episode, and the trailer, like I'm pretty much like, it's like I'm the lead role in this thing. It's like I'm the first person you see on the trailer. There's like 4 trailers. I'm in 3 of them, and I'm the first episode of the thing. So I just got a lot of exposure and camera time that ended up making the cut for most of it, which is really good because, if I tell people, hey, I'm on this thing. Oh, let me check, and they see you immediately. It's great,
Yeah.
People have to dig. It's kind of like, oh, you were, people are lazy. They don't want to.
Yeah, you got your name like right on the front page of Google.
Yeah, dude, that's the best part, and like people like the 24 people did it, and like off the top of my head, like I think like 4 or 5 were in the trailer, but like I had like a joke in the trailer on the first episode. So I'll very grateful for that because it just helps me in my career and like it's a credit, and it's like for so long I'd be like, oh, I just did this commercial, let me see it. You see.
What would it be like to sit down with your favorite martial arts heroes and learn from them one-on-one? Wow.
On Thursday, November 5th.
How do I do it? You'll have to watch and see.
fingernail. Oh, crap. You know, oh, you did this thing. Where is it? Oh, I'm in there for like 3 seconds, and I get punched.
And then it got cut. Yeah.
So, yeah, or you just get cut completely, like you're just not in it, and then you're showing them the IMDb. I swear I was in it.
Yeah, but those are so long. There's so many behind the scenes people. So being able to quickly.
Yeah. And if you know acting, IMDb is not that big. It's like to the regular Joe Schmo, it's like, whoa, you're on IMDb. That's a thing I use all the time to look up shit. But if you're in acting, it's like you can put up your credits on there. Now they have to get approved by the producer or whoever, but you could just make it look great out there if you really try.
Okay.
It's like Wikipedia. You can make adjustments. But it was a good experience, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And it just, I'm definitely more of a glass half empty guy. I was a glass full empty person for a long time, so I'm getting better about it. But like, I'm so used to like these kind of things where I do things, it doesn't work out, or like, dude, one time I booked like a Sony commercial for like a Christmas ad, and they like the 2 days before they emailed me, or like we're going in a different direction creatively, and they just cut me completely out. So I usually never get excited about shit. Auditions come up for like big Netflix shows, I don't even get excited. I just do them, and like I do the best I can. And I say this about comedy too, like you can get booked for a gig, but I never feel like I really have it until like I'm literally setting foot on stage, So with like the Kevin Hart shit, it just finally felt like something actually kind of went perfect almost,
Yeah.
And the actual episode, I didn't think it was great, but this, I think the trailer and shit was probably the biggest
dub, right?
Great. Yeah, that was like, I couldn't have asked for anything better than that.
So you're a comedian. You must be a guy, who watches other comedians. Who would you say is your top 3 or 5 comedians that you like to listen to?
I don't really listen to. I used to listen to people more. I don't listen to many people.
Not anymore.
I used to like when I was really new, I loved like Bill Burr. I like Louis.
Bill Burr.
I like Bill.
Yeah. And then the more I got into the New York scene, I was really into comics like Nick Griffin, Sam Morril, Joe List, Mark Norman, Kevin Brennan, Godfrey, Greer Bar. Like, I started getting really into them. David Tell.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm so into that. Lynn Koplitz, like, and now I'm like I'm definitely kind of finding my voice now in terms of like when I go on stage, I'm really not doing anyone anymore. I'm just really just talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I know someone, like if those guys I just mentioned or girls put out something, I would definitely take a look, but I'm not like always listening. I like going to the actual clubs and seeing people.
Definitely much better.
Yeah, it's way better. I like seeing how like professionals too were like work a crowd, if a crowd hot, if a crowd shitty, just seeing how they work through it, that I find. So I'm obviously listening to the material. I'm more just watching like someone working.
Of course.
I'm trying to kind of stoke in knowledge,
I mean, that's the whole point of comedy. You're trying to just still improve your jokes and your comedy. So
all the time, man, and it's tough,
Definitely.
You get the laughs, but then like I said this on the podcast I did before, my own podcast. Like yesterday, I was at the comic strip, and I just got in my head about my material because it's new material that I've been doing on the road. And now I'm in New York with like Upper East Side kind of smarty rich people.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, oh my God, I've been doing this for like people with no teeth and like like they're stupid and like like dick laugh at dick and Asian stereotypes. Like, are these people gonna be into it? It's tough. So it's just like I forgot my whole point here, but it's just self-building material.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, doing the different jokes, getting better. And I did notice that also when actually going to shows, when you watch something like, you don't see the crowd. When you're actually in the crowd, it is like cool seeing like how they have to do those interactions, deal with all the issues that come with that.
Yeah. That's why watching yourself is very important, you know, like, and then working on that, how to perform. For a long time, it was just like, oh, I just do my jokes. And then it got to a point where I'm like, oh, I gotta like perform, you know, like I gotta like move around, like, I don't know, make sure my hand doesn't look weird, you know, my eye, like facial expressions, like what's a funny facial expression that I do. So that all goes into it too. The performance aspect is probably just as important, because if you're a funny performer, you can sell a joke a lot better, you know.
Definitely.
Of course.
You know, like a guy like Sebastian Maniscalco, like he has these, on paper his jokes are not like, probably wouldn't be funny at all. They probably just seem like someone complaining on a Yelp review. But if you see him live, the way he does it and performs it, it's fucking hilarious, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot different with those two. And then I noticed that a lot more too when you realize the energy and what they bring to a stage. You'll really look back on it sometimes and be like, yeah, like what he actually said wasn't really funny. It was just the way he did it, which is
yeah.
It's all about the delivery.
Yeah. But you know, that's the type of comedian too. Some people are, you know, monotoned and they just have funny jokes. Some people like they're not, the jokes themselves weren't that funny, but just the personality and how they hype them up is just better.
Yeah.
So
I love someone I love someone that's like saying really impactful, funny, groundbreaking, creative shit that also has a, like Bill Burr I thought was that too. Bill Burr, it's like,
yeah, he's very good.
He does a lot of act outs. He's doing voices. He's fucking sweating up there. He's, you know, performing, dude. He's doing act outs all the time. But his stuff is also brilliant too. It's not just him being ridiculous, you know.
That's cool having the
like,
mix
he's
of
the
both.
guy that's more like, what's that?
No, I said it's cool having a mix of both though. You know.
I think those are the funniest comics, the people who are just, you know. Joe Rogan's great too in that. There's so many. He'll fall on the stage. He'll be upside down on stage.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's going nuts on stage, man.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's really he's just bold, jacked dude.
It reminds me of Eric Andre when he does his stuff, because Eric Andre is always like on some shit and he just does not care. He can do whatever. He'll probably get naked on stage and just like run around and people will just like laugh about it.
That's how you gotta be, man. It's free and you know, it's just fun.
The very cool thing.
So yeah,
what else did you have for him?
No, that was pretty much it. That's been like 50 something minutes of us talking. So
but hey, it didn't feel that long to me.
No, it didn't feel that long at all.
A lot of stuff. No, it's just fun.
Honestly, I will say, I was honestly surprised that you followed me on Instagram, because I was like, I don't know like any big comedians, so I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. And then when I looked at your stuff, I was like, all right, this guy's actually pretty funny. And then like I actually like watched some of his stuff, I was like, this is pretty good. I can obviously tell it's been like a lot of practice and time for you, but I feel like your jokes are pretty good.
Thanks, man. I'm trying, and I appreciate you saying that, and it's very nice. It's humbling. I was working this comedy club last week, and the guy asked me how long this comedy club, Uncle Vinny's.
Cool.
Vinny's.
The guy was like, how long have you been doing comedy? I'm like, it'll be 7 years next month, August, so 2 months from now. He goes, whoa, really? I thought you at least 10 years, which is it's definitely a compliment. But yeah, I'm still new, man. I'm still kind of like I'm not a baby. I'm maybe like a teenager now. In comedy. Still a lot of things I work. Like I told you, I was at the comic strip yesterday, and I was in my head about, you know, my material and shit. Which, you know, if I'm more into it, I really wish I wasn't, but I'm still learning a lot, man. But it's nice to see that, like, it appears like I'm doing better than I am.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very cool as well.
I just gotta take the compliment. Yeah.
I did see the video of you when you had. That's why I brought up hecklers, because you had the heckler about Trump and that one. I watched that whole clip. So yeah, it was funny. You were composed the whole time with the heckling, and you just approached it the right way. So in a funny way too. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. That's a good, if anyone like is wondering how to deal with the heckler, just watch that video. I mean, I literally let that guy
run your whole show, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
That guy is just literally he's hammered. He's just dumb, and he's just saying the dumbest shit. It's just like, I don't have to do anything. Like, I'm just commentating basically. And being cool, it's like I said. It's all about confidence on stage. Anything. You're on a date, confidence, on stage, confidence. That's all it is. As long as you're composed and comfortable, you got a big part of it down. And then it's, having good material and, all the other shit.
Very cool, though.
So, yeah, this has been your host, Mo.
It's been Artie.
This is
James.
Yeah, James. And
Camacho.
Camacho, yep. This has been episode 15 of the podcast. So I'm about to sign off with my boy. So quit making excuses.
Get on your grind.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, thanks for having me. When is it going to come out?
So I'm currently in the middle of editing a podcast that's going to come out this Friday. So hopefully by next Friday, so July 2nd.
Yeah, so next Friday it should be out. Not this one week. Next week Friday.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, dude, send it to me. I'll promote it. And are you doing video too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is video and audio. Yeah, I record the Zoom. I edit everything. I do all the editing behind the scenes,
Cool. Yeah, if you have any clips that you're going to post, send it to me. If I like them, I'll put them on my page. I'll definitely put on my YouTube page. The
podcast.
Whatever you send me. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Thank you.
Gotcha, man.
Dude. Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. Great talk.
No, of course,
you
man.
too, man. Have a great one.
Peace out.
Later.
So yeah, that's James.
Promo?
Yeah. Hey. He's like, I'm gonna promo your shit.
He said he'll post it on his page. A promo?
He's gonna post on his page.
Hey,
Yo, stay tuned for that. He might post on his page.
No, you said just send it to him.
Oh shit, just send it to him. Yo, James, if you see this, I need you to post our shit.
I am realizing how far he pushed this back now.
Actually, wait, can you turn down the light? I just want to see. No, I said turn down the light, the brightness.
More than that?
Yeah. No, not like super dark. Turn it.
More?
Yeah, up more. See, that's where we needed it, because you look kind of like, you look bright. You look like you were glowing in the corner right there.
But yeah, you said you would promo it.
He's gonna promo that shit, yeah.
So yeah, definitely need some clips for that one.
So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up now.